USA and Uruguay Rugby World Cup qualifying match 2023. That is one of the games on this weekend. Remember, this is a two-part game. So there'll be one game in the US this weekend. I think it's in Glendale. And then next week it'll be in Uruguay. So whoever has the higher aggregate score over those two games will be the team that qualifies for the Rugby World Cup 2023 as the Americas 1 team. So yeah, we'll go through the squads. Some of the recent history between the sides and the prediction. You guys can let me know your thoughts on how this one is going to go. I think it's on Star Plus in Uruguay, Flow Sports in the States. Flow Sports is an affiliate now, so if you want a link to Flow Sports, check out the one down in the description because they are covering this for you guys in the States and also for people with a VPN. But yeah, the US squad is the one I'm more familiar with because I haven't seen Uruguay play since the 2019 Rugby World Cup by admission. I think most of these guys, though, are playing professionally in one league or another. A lot of MLR guys and a lot of SLAR guys, so the South American League. So at least it's kind of two pretty professional teams up against each other. Ainu'u, Pifeleti, and Taufete'e are the front rowers for the Eagles. That's the same front row that beat Canada in their game. Canada, I should mention, are playing Chile. But I don't think I'll be able to see that one because the broadcast is even harder to come by. So, yeah, Brakeley and Civetta are the locks. So it's the same front five, same type five that beat Canada pretty comfortably in their second leg match in that last game. The back row for the States is Germishuys, Guerra, and Dolan. So Germishuys moves from 7 to 6 with Fa'anana Schultz not being in the squad for this one. I didn't see if he's injured or if he's just dropped. I did watch Gary Gold's kind of pre-match thing, but he didn't really mention that. So, yeah, Cam Dolan's their key line-out guy. Germishuys had a great game against Canada. That second game scored a hat-trick of tries. Yeah, just overall was a block-busting ball carrier, which we've seen from him in the MLR as well. Haas and Magie are the 9-10 combo. Now, remember, AJ McGinty is out. I think Gary Gold said he's hopeful he'll be back for the return leg. But he's certainly out for the first game. He took a knock in this game for Sale last week. So, yeah, it's an unfortunate one because he's a key guy for the Eagles. Campbell and Lopeti are the midfield. Campbell's captain. Lopeti was another one getting over the gain line pretty well, so look for him to be doing some carrying. Kruse is back on the left wing ahead of Mattias. Christian Dyer is on the right wing, and Brache is there at fullback, so an experienced guy at the back. Kruse, I kind of thought he was on the outer after the first Canada game in Newfoundland. He started on the left wing and got subbed before half-time, not injured, and wasn't seen again in the second game, but he's back, so good luck to him. The bench is Fawsitt, Harmon, Mullen, Peterson, and a debutant and Tonga'uiha. Ausberger, Luke Cardi, and Hooley are there on the bench as well. So there's still a few changes. Guys like Hooley coming in, Peterson coming in, so there's some experience in the US bench as well. But largely, pretty much the same team that played against Canada in that second leg game. Just a few guys with different numbers on their backs. For Uruguay, like I mentioned, man, I haven't seen these guys play for ages. Sanguinetti, Gattis and Arbello is the front row. Dotti and Linedecker is the locks. So I remember the loose head, Sanguinetti and Linedecker, they played against Fiji in the 2019 Rugby World Cup. That's as far as I can remember those guys back. Ardal, Civetta, Santiago Civetta, and Diana are also guys. I remember two of them from the Rugby World Cup, but again, I wouldn't be able to comment much. Arata is back over from France, so that's good. There's no Ormachea for this one. He is unavailable. I think he's injured. But Berchesi was the guy who led the show at the Rugby World Cup, so I look forward to seeing him kind of do his thing. That's maybe advantage to Uruguay in terms of having their number one gun 10. As far as I'm aware, he's their number one gun. So Villaseca, Freitas midfield, Marias, Silva, and Echeverri at fullback. So yeah, I wish I could add some insights into the Uruguay lineup, but I just know a handful of them played in the Rugby World Cup. There's a lot of guys who did play at the World Cup who seem to be missing. I'm assuming some guys retired, some guys just unavailable, but yeah, by all accounts, Uruguay's on kind of like on a good run. Like they're one of the teams which is legit on the improve. They're investing in the game well, developing players. The South American League is helping some of the guys playing abroad, so Yeah, there's no Kessler, which is unfortunate, but I think he's maybe going to be available back for the return leg, the hooker. So, yeah, fingers crossed we see him, because he's got pretty good mustache and hairdo, as well as being a pretty bloody good rugby player. The last 5 results, like I said, it's a pretty close split, with the US having 3 and Uruguay having 2. They've played every year from 2015 through 2019, but haven't played since. The most recent one is that win to Uruguay in the States, 32-25. So they do have a history of beating the US in the US. But the game prior to that in 2018 was a big US win, 61-19. Prior to that, 29-23, 25-29. So they're all kind of close games, 13-3 in 2015, so 10-point victory. Average is 31-21. So that one big blowout in 2018 kind of really kind of skews the scoreline. But generally, it's within 10 points for these teams. So it's usually pretty close. But yeah. The Rugby Forecast algorithm says the US by 13. Which, like I said, is kind of out of it's out of shift with the recent results being, 25-32, 29-23. Like, it doesn't usually go by that much, but I guess we'll kind of wait and see. I'm looking forward to this one. I'll be sitting down to watch it at some point. Remember, it's a 2-legged match, so it's not going to be the end of the world. Like, Canada actually managed to get the wood on the US in their first match, but then the US managed to turn it around. But I guess because the US are home first for this one, they'll certainly be wanting to win this one. They won't be wanting to have to chase the game in Uruguay, so they'll want to get a big win to give themselves the best chance going into the away game for Uruguay. Obviously, a win would be magnificent, but if they are going to lose, they'll just want to keep the points difference as close as possible to give themselves a chance going into the return leg. But anyway, I look forward to it, guys. US against Uruguay. Yeah, I'll certainly take any insights into the Uruguay squad, because, as I mentioned, I just haven't seen them in ages. But yeah, any insights very much welcome. I wish I had seen a bit more of them, but make up for lost time now. Also, I wish I was able to watch Chile and Canada, but I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. But anyway, we'll see how things go. You guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.